Hello, everybody, and welcome to Nintendo Power Block, episode 177. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deering, and alongside me, as always, is that retro code, Eddie B.
I'm a pretty puncher princess. Hi!
You are a strange one. I'm just kidding. We're live, Ed. We are live on Mixer and Twitch and YouTube. If you just go to one of those places and type in Boss Rush Games Live, all one word, not Boss Rush Games, but Boss Rush Games Live, that's where we're at. So you're going to be able to catch us during the week recording Nintendo Power Block Live and the Boss Rush Podcast Live during the week, as well as some other things like the Retro Games Show, Let's Plays, and other shows that we feel like doing, and also some random Let's Plays, because I was streaming from Corey in HD, but I think I'm going to start streaming from Boss Rush Games Live just to, because it's a team-focused thing, and I want to make sure the team is, we're bolstering the team's, whatever this is called, live streams. But how you doing, Ed? How's it going?
I am literally doing fantastic. I can't believe that within a week, Tokyo Mirage Session drops, and
is that next week? Is that next Friday?
That's next Friday, and I'm super.
I know what I'm streaming next week,
dude. I'm super hyped for it, and I know a lot of people are hyped. I kind of like. Sometimes when I get so excited for Nintendo games, I put like a dancing emoji or something goofy on my Twitter page, showing that this is how I'm gonna be when I walk in to go get a game, like headed straight to the Nintendo aisle. I don't normally do that for anything else but Nintendo, so I cannot wait for Tokyo Mirage Session.
I know, I'm really excited. I've already pre-ordered 2 games this year, and one comes out next week, and then other one comes out the week after. So the other being Oddworld Stranger's Wrath HD,
yes.
Which confirmed to get a physical copy, which I'm very excited for physical collectors out there. That might be one I steal for a physical copy as well.
Are they selling it in stores? I wonder.
Yeah.
Store.
Yeah, the physical copy is on Amazon already. So
nice.
When it goes on sale, I will probably snag a physical copy, because I will keep physical copies of my favorite Switch games. But it's hard with the baby, the kid. I guess now she's not really a baby anymore. She's growing up. So
me, I'd be like, Corey, I'm at Best Buy buying the game.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's physical copies are a thing that I wish I had room for, and I wish I could get. But look, it's the Netflix effect. It's convenient to have digital, and also I don't want my kid choking on a Switch cartridge, because they are tiny. So.
Yeah, it's funny. We was talking about the memory card thing earlier this week.
Yeah,
I think I'm on your tip, dude. I may have to get like a 1 terabyte, and move my stuff. Cause I'm out of space, and there's just so much that's coming, and definitely a certain expansion pass that's coming out. I'm like, I'm gonna need room for this.
Yeah, it's I wish I had look, if I wasn't married and didn't have a kid, and I was single and I was living alone, and this was all I was doing with my life. Look, some of those weird pictures you see online of people lines and lines and lines of games and systems and boxes on display and everything, that would be me. Yes. That's what if I ever get a house with a man cave or whatever, that's what it's going to look like. I'm sorry. It's what it's going to look like. But
yes.
I mean, it's when you have to accommodate other people, you can't really live like that. So it's all right though. I mean, I like having all my games on my Switch at the go, and
yes.
Speaking of games on Switch, The Witcher is back on sale. I'm tempted. I want that to be my vacation game, because I'm going on vacation in a few weeks.
Is it digital or physical?
digital. I think the physical's been under $40 a few times on Amazon, but I might splurge soon on that, just because I think that's a game that I really would like on my Switch, even though I'm probably going to play it for my backlog challenge on Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I popped in. I mean, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but I popped back in Zelda, and I just want another open world game to go explore on my Switch while I'm just sitting on the couch, and that's pretty high on the list.
Yeah, it's weird. I can't. I keep trying to play Breath of the Wild in hand, and I can't. Like, I need to see this beautiful world in like HD, like on my TV, I should say. And it's just like I gotta see this artwork in motion again. Like, I love Breath of the Wild, I really do. Probably one of my best Zelda games with Wind Waker following. But it's just something that just belongs on my TV, and I have to play this game. Witcher 3 I already got running on PlayStation 4. I already made progress in it, but I think I need to go back to it and play some more. And yeah, I might snag it on Switch also on the sale.
Yeah, it's a game I really just like. I've been wanting to play for such a long time, and I just haven't gotten around to really sinking my teeth into it. The first time I started playing, I played it for about 5 or 6 hours, and I loved it, and then I got sidetracked with other stuff. It's that. So
yes.
Yeah, I'm really thinking about it. It depends. I'm also trying to save up for a new TV, and it's time. It's really, really time to pick and choose what I'm getting and what I'm not. Plus, with the backlog challenge, we're on a budget, and I'm on a gaming budget, and I want to finish these games that I've purchased this gen before next gen starts. Because look, next gen is going to be crazy. It's going to be, I'm. Actually, we're just going to transition to our Nintendo question. Okay. We have one Nintendo question. We start the show out with a Nintendo topic or question just to, get it out of our system before we dive deep into Nintendo. Greg Osterman III, longtime listener, he writes in again. He asks, there are a lot of rumors surrounding the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. Which one of these are you most excited for, and what makes you excited for it? Ed, I'm going to let you answer this first.
Okay, so I'm excited for both, actually. I want to see what Sony's going to bring to the table, and I want to see what Microsoft's going to bring to the table. I'm more excited by Series X than I am PlayStation 5. And I think it's because of the controller for Xbox One was so good, and it was very comfortable playing first party and third party games on Xbox. Of course, playing with you, Corey, playing with Jesse, the way we talk and communicate, the sales and things that they have. I did a lot of stuff on Xbox over my PlayStation 4. Not to say that PlayStation 4 is a bad system or anything, but a lot of stuff just didn't gel with me. Especially like with their controller. Like I kind of feel like Sony didn't innovate. So I feel like with PlayStation 5, I feel like there's not going to be much innovation for that system or much going for it. I think Series X, when I see the games running, when I see actual gameplay, when I get my hands on it and how stuff looks in 4K, if they do the 4K 60 frames per second, I want to see what they're going to offer with Series X. So I'm more hype about that than I am PlayStation 5. Don't get me wrong, because I am a podcaster. I gotta own both systems. I gotta own PlayStation 5 and Series X, because they're each going to offer me different stuff, first party and third party. Like, I can't get the Persona games on Xbox, so I got to play them on PlayStation. Xbox don't offer Team Eco games like The Last Guardian, so I of course got to get PlayStation. But PlayStation don't do nothing like Gears of War 5, the Gears series. They don't really have anything as a shooter like Halo. They won't have Halo Infinite if what they have for it is really good. Forza Motorsport, like Gran Turismo is not even a priority at Sony. So if Sony would have had something like like a Forza game, I would have been up there for it. But playing Forza Horizon 4 and stuff, like, that's a good thing to keep me kind of in the Xbox thing. But I'm excited for both systems. But like, if I had to purchase one of them first, it would be Series X over PlayStation 4.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with you.
PlayStation 5.
I mean, I agree with you. Xbox, especially the last year or so, I've totally committed to the platform, right? I mean, outside of my Switch, it's my primary gaming console. I've really fallen into the Game Pass rabbit hole. I've really tried some new games. I've downloaded a lot of indies off of there. I've tried a lot of things on Game Pass that I probably wouldn't have spent money on. It's one of those things that Phil Spencer said on the Major Nelson podcast a couple weeks ago, right before Christmas. He was saying that Game Pass, people are downloading and playing more games, and are building communities through Game Pass, and it's really cool to see that. There are games I would have purchased anyway, like Gears 5 or Hellblade, or even something like the Outer Worlds, right? I would have probably checked out at some point, but there's games on there like My Friend Pedro I downloaded. After Party I tried. I didn't really care for After Party all that much. Like, it's just not my type of game, but it was on there and I was willing to give it a shot because it was on Game Pass, right? And so I'm totally committed to the Xbox platform. I think what they're building now and what Series X seems to be is way more exciting to me than the PlayStation 5, and that's just because I prefer the Xbox library games over PlayStation. Like I said, there are two games that are going to get me to purchase a PlayStation 5, and that is Horizon 2 and God of War 5. Until then, like I was telling you, I was looking through my PlayStation 4 library, and I was making my backlog challenge list, and I'm like, there's really not a lot on PlayStation right now that on my backlog that I need to finish. I mean, there are games I would like to finish, but for me, it's more, I do want to play through God of War again, not because it's on my list, but it was just that good, and I want to finish the Horizon DLC and maybe play through at least the story again on easy,
This was one of the problems with PlayStation 4 is that, yes, when they came out, they came strong, but it was just like Killzone Shadowfall and Resogun. And then everybody was just like, what do I play on the system? Where it was just like, with Xbox One to get me first of all, I love the Xbox One original design. I'm like, oh, this is really sleek. This is really cool. I like it. It looks like Microsoft got their stuff together. And then I'm just like, okay, Ori the Blind Forest. Okay, y'all got Rise of the Tomb Raider exclusively to your system. Okay, this looks beautiful. I must have these two games. Like, there were two must-haves, and it's just built from there. Because, people who know me, I talk about I didn't like the 360 for many reasons, and it feels like Xbox One made that up for me to be back into the Xbox community. Because hey, I own the original Xbox the same way I own the GameCube and the PlayStation 2 at the time.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Master Chief Collection. I've been playing that multiplayer because it's functional now. I mean, it was before, but I was playing a lot of Halo 5 before. And now that the Master Chief Collection added Reach and stuff, I'm still like, it's still kind of jarring to go from modern first-person shooters because I play a lot of Destiny, and to go from that, and from Destiny and Halo 5 even to those classic Halo games, because there's no sprint button. The controls are just like one or two buttons different than those other games, and it really throws you off. The Halo Reach was recently added, and using the armor abilities, one of them is sprint, and it's like I can use like it. Left bumper is the armor abilities and the way I have it set up, but like sprint is one of them, and so like I go to like click the stick in to sprint, and it just hits people instead of sprints, and I have to remember. I usually use the jetpack, but when a lot of the levels, not a lot, I should say, but like when the level doesn't emphasize verticality, I usually go to a sprint, and I fail every time. So.
It's fun. Me and Jesse started like a couple of weeks ago. We both started Hellblade 2. Hellblade 2, dang it. Wrong game, sorry. Halo Reach. Oh, goodness, Hellblade. And because you're talking about it, that came to my mind. Then the sequel came out. Came to my mind. No, Halo Reach, we tried it. It's a cool game. It really worked well online. Like, we didn't have no lag problems or anything. We just killing stuff. I'm like, oh, cool. This game works.
Yeah, and I've been dabbling in Gears 5 a little bit again. I'm working on a few videos for the YouTube channel, right? And if you're watching the video, you can see I took the green screen down. It's over on the chair over here. I have a 64 gig memory card and my camera ready to go over this way. My camera is plugged in because I'm going to work on a lot of videos this weekend coming up. I'm really excited to make more videos and really get into the non-podcasting area of Boss Rush. And not that I don't enjoy the podcast. We've actually, some odd reason, we've been discussing bringing a couple more podcasts back online, and that's a discussion for a different day. But it's we've really been fortunate to have a lot of support for our past shows and our current shows, and it's really nice to see that. But but back to the question.
Yes.
Xbox Series X is definitely the console that I'm most excited for. I really want to see what that console has to offer once they do a full reveal of it. Because the chip in it it's engraved with 8K on it, and I'm like, wow, this system's going to be a monster, right? And I know nobody's really going to use the 8K functionality, but someday you will be able to. And just having that in the back of the mind makes me think well, if it's saying 8K on the chip, there's no reason this console shouldn't run at 4K 60.
Well, that's my thing about it. Is it going to be a beast when it comes out, or is it going to be a beast 2 years after it comes out?
Well, that's the question for both consoles, right?
Right.
At least third party wise, I don't think you're going to see a lot of differences because they still have to cater to the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. Mm-hmm. Assassin's Creed Ragnarok and Watch Dogs Legion and Call of Duty. They're going to try to just because scaling that and adding different lighting effects, especially and particle effects and just different animations and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be so difficult just to have two versions of that game, to the point where it's they're probably going, especially something that's as popular as Call of Duty, right?
Yes,
you're probably not going to see a ton of changes in the next 2 or 3 years, at least in that game. So I don't know. I'm more interested to see what the first party has to offer, and so far, Hellblade has really just it blew me away, right? In that trailer.
Hellblade didn't do much for me. but I know I'm going to own it because like I said, I love Ninja Theory. I think for me, it's just like I want to see those stuff actually running
Yeah,
in
that's
gameplay.
that's what I'm saying. Like when they do a full
So,
console reveal and show the
yeah,
games actually running on the console, and how it's going to affect how backwards compatibility is going to be affected by a solid state drive instead of a normal hard drive, right? Like
hmm
that's all those things are what interests me the most. And yeah, I mean that's why I'm excited for Series X, but also I want to see what these consoles have to offer in real time, not just fancy trailers and CG trailers and everything. So
right. Because like Microsoft, I need them to tell me stories and really make their games matter.
and like
Um,
that's that too. Like we still don't know what Playground second team's doing. I mean, the worst rumor in the world is that they're working on a Fable game, and we don't know what the initiative is doing. Right? Like
yes,
that's their big, quadruple A studio that is in Santa Monica, stealing talent from those local developers, right? Like I know they have developers from Naughty Dog, they have developers from Sony Santa Monica that have moved over. I think recently they have somebody from Respawn. They added somebody from Respawn. So like that studio is going to have some talent behind it, and
yes.
we already know kind of what the next projects are from the next for the next year or so, but like when they really start getting at it, it's gonna be exciting.
I just really hope that it's not nothing that's zombie. I don't need anything first person shooter. Like the well known stuff that they'll probably go. I don't need. I need a 3D platformer. I need something on the level of the Last Guardian. I need something that's something that you guys as a studio has never done, and tap into that with some amazing artwork. Like really be innovative or be creative. Don't follow the same path of games that's been done before that I could play with any other developer. Really tap into something that do a mystery game like Judgment or something like that. Like really, I need Microsoft to really do something creative and different for their studios for this generation. I say the same thing with Sony too. They need to do that. Because of course, if they stick by the same stuff they've been known to do, or very American, I could say, yes, it's gonna get buzz. People will play it on Game Pass and move on from it. But I'm just like, if you do so, I feel like if you do something creative and it sticks out, you Microsoft have the money to do it. Sony, you have the money to do it. Really dig into that and do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, this is a Nintendo podcast, but Nintendo is willing to take chances and risks on different projects. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But if it does a little bit well, they to see the fandom, and maybe later on down the line, they may try it again. And I need that for Series X and PlayStation 5, for me personally.
Yeah. Well, we shall see. We have more questions about these consoles for the Boss Rush podcast, which you can download on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts. That's a thing, right? I don't know. I don't know what Apple is anymore. Stitcher and all your other favorite podcast apps. But speaking of, let's get into some housekeeping before we get into what we've been playing. This is Nintendo Power Block, Boss Rush Games Nintendo podcast. Remember, you can email the show at nintendopowblock@gmail.com or find our social media threads through Boss Rush Games when we ask for questions. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Boss Rush Games or on Twitter at Boss_Rush_Games. Also, we are back doing live shows on Mixer, Twitch, and YouTube, which you can subscribe or follow us there. Go to mixer.com/Boss Rush Games Live or twitch.tv/Boss Rush Games Live and hit that follow button. We really appreciate it. It's good to be back live. There's been some, let's say, workarounds that have been interesting to try to get around, and it's I'm just so glad we're back doing live shows. You know, it's
like I said, there's been some technical advances.
Dude, you have no idea how just awful this has been. Like, I mean, we talked a little bit about it the other day on our test stream, but like, you know, one of the things I've been most frustrated about is just getting things technically, because like I edit and do all of our images and backgrounds and stuff on Photoshop on Mac, and I've been trying to learn how to do Adobe Premiere and you know, that kind of stuff to edit our videos to make sure that they can be the highest quality. I've been doing tutorials at night and stuff. Like, I'm really trying to make Boss Rush Games something that we can just, you know, blow out of the water this year, right? And, you know, we're planning out content, we're doing content, like that's all that stuff is all fun and good, but like the one thing I want to do the most this year is really have a live presence. You know, through Boss Rush Games Live, through you know, the website and YouTube. Like, I want, like, you know, at first we're talking about launching a Patreon later this year, right?
Yes.
And one of the things I want to do for Patreon is, you know, the podcasts are like our bread and butter for that, right? We're going to have exclusive shows, movie commentaries on there. Like, you know, we're going to do some interesting things for that. But a lot of our listeners are probably like, just to be realistic about it, like a lot of our listeners and viewers probably aren't going to, you know, jump on financially right away. And I want to have something for them too, right? Like I want to do the live stuff. I want to do the YouTube, like the funny little YouTube stuff, right? Like, I want to do, like, eventually Ed and I talked about this last year a little bit. I want to do like a daily or a nightly live show at some point, you know, on these live services, you know, whether it's like a nightly type of news show or podcast type thing, you know, like I want to do that. And you know, we're talking about loosely talking about once we get standard definition kind of established and PAL Block's already established and Boss Rush is already established, we are really, you know, it started out as a joke on Twitter. Deshaun brought it up on Twitter, and I think he was half joking and we were all half joking, but now that half joke has turned into half serious, and Arsenal X might be making a return. Again, we want to establish our other shows. That's a kind of like a, you know, couple month out goal here, you know, but we want to maybe bring on one more person to do even a PlayStation show at some point. Like, we want to have these, and then Boss Rush podcast will be more of like what we've been playing in topical show, you know. It would be like, if you compare it to IGN, right? Boss Rush podcast would be more like Game Scoop, and then all the other shows would be centered around console stuff. You know, that's something we have thrown around, but again, it's all, we want to establish what we can do before we start adding stuff. But the one thing I really want to do is do more streaming, more live stuff, especially because, like, you know, Ray has been so successful at it, and we have such a great following and community on Mixer already, you know, just individually. And like, I want to have them all on at some point for 1v1 or a live show or something, and just be more active in that scene. So yeah, sorry, that got really kind of not serious is the wrong word, but really kind of behind the scenes, kind of like what I would really like to do at some point. So but anyways, Nintendo PAL Block, you can find it every Saturday morning on your podcast service of choice, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, and other podcast apps. We have a bunch of guests lined up for Boss Rush Podcast. If you are interested in guesting, drop us a line, drop us a DM on Twitter, email us, and we'll try to get you on. We have a lot of guests lined up, and I'm very excited.
Yes.
Ed, I feel like you're just looking at me with like...
No, I'm excited about the guests that we have. This is life, I would just say.
Yeah, life. That is a word that we use a lot here. Anyways, let's put a positive spin back on this show. Ed, what are you playing? Are you playing anything interesting or fun or?
Yes. So I've been playing a lot of indies. I mentioned Breath of the Wild that I'm playing. About to go and fight. I'm about to start the Elephant, which is kind of like the first dungeon in a sense for Breath of the Wild. I'm about to start that. I like I said, I'm kind of doing the same thing that I did in the Wii version, in the Wii U version. So I'm starting with him, and then going around the world and getting some other things.
I popped it in the other day. I was like, man, I really want to play this game again. But I have this huge backlog challenge list. But I really want to play this game again.
well, like I said, the Breath of the Wild I got to be more committed to because I got almost close to the end on the Wii U. There's one more thing I got to do with that and then fight Ganon. But because I got it on Switch, I got to kind of redo everything. And like I know when I dig deep into this game, it's gonna be like, oh man, this is like memories and learning stuff and just like yes, because I never got to beat Breath of the Wild, and I need to. That's the one commitment that I need to do. Like I said, it's part of my backlog challenge. Been working on this game called Jamestown. It's a vertical shooter, up to 4 players. It's mostly co-op. I don't think it has an online function. It's on PlayStation and PC, and I think it may be on Xbox. But I've been playing this the shmup, shoot 'em up, and I've been enjoying it. We play some levels on higher difficulties, and I'm kind of at the end of the game, but I cannot beat this boss, this last boss, because I'm playing it on a harder difficulty, or hard difficulty. And because there's so much coming around everywhere, trying to keep up where I don't have to use any of my continues or anything, it's getting very difficult. But I'm doing my best, trying to go to this level, make sure that I memorize everything, find out the right weapon that fits me, so I could get to this boss, fight him, and then like hopefully beat the game on like as a solo player and stuff. If not, I'm going to I'm probably have to reach out to the community and be like, I need some help if this game is online. So I've been playing that, just really enjoying it. Been playing Sparklight, which is like a rogue RPG top-down dungeon game.
Yeah.
Where it's mostly the world that you go down to is random, but you'll meet different people throughout the game to do little side quests and get power ups and stuff like that. But it's mostly like you fighting and getting these kind of sparks to build this town in the air that you keep going to. And the more sparks that you give them, the more they develop their business and open up the area, and you'll receive more stuff. So, but you can, once you get to a dungeon or a boss fight, you'll get more stuff to be able to put into your toolbox and get stronger that way. So I'm at the second boss, so I gotta fight him and be able to beat him so I could get the next kind of power up and stuff. So it's a really great game. You just gotta kind of stick with it. Another one that I started up called it's called Destiny Connect TikTok Travelers. I guess it's a game. This is from NIS America. Uh, it's it's a wacky Japanese kind of RPG. Uh, I have to dive more into it, but it's wacky in the sense that when you look at the animation, it's very cartoonish and kind of like, what are these characters animated? Like how like this doesn't make no sense. Like it looks like some bad Cartoon Network reboot uh animation, and it's just like I don't know what this is, but I think if I stick with it, I'll definitely enjoy it. It definitely has to deal with something with time, but I don't really know yet. um Tried a little bit of Immortal Planet. um this is more of like isometric, um Bloodborne, Dark Souls kind of genre game where um, you fight, you die, but before you die, you know, you got to collect these pieces and go back to this hub to build up your attack, build up your stamina and everything. And so you'll be able to go throughout the world and fight and collect more and get stronger. I'm still kind of in the first area because this boss that I'm fighting keeps beating my tail and stuff. So I'm trying to build up my life and I'm trying to build up my stamina and my attack. So even though I keep dying over and over, I am making progress getting through this game. So it's a really cool game if you're into it. Last but not least, I played some more Just Shapes and Beats. Um, I'm trying to get to the Shovel Knight stuff, but I've still got to do the main campaign. So I'm jamming out. I got my headphones on. I'm thinking I'm going to invest in that Blu-ray, not Blu-ray, that Bluetooth connector
Oh, the
for
one
it.
that plugs into the bottom.
Yeah, I gotta find out. I gotta find it, and I'll probably order it online, have it shipped to me. Because I have some Bluetooth headphones, and I kind of want to hear it through that way, and see how things work. Because it's just Shapes is Just Shapes and Beats is a game that you literally gotta focus on while jamming to the music and everything. But you gotta look at the screen and every stuff. Very dance, very techno, very different styles of house music from different DJs around the world. And I really want to get into the Shovel Knight stuff because it looks like it's gonna be super much fun to play. Um, I updated Contra Road Corps, but I haven't got a chance to play more of it. Last but not least, Luigi's Mansion, making progress in that also. But that's pretty much what I've been playing, and uh, I added a game because it was only $20. Penny Punching Princess. This is another game from NIS America. It looks crazy, but I look kind of like this artwork. I've been seeing it at Target, and I kind of see it in the clearance era. And I was just like, I got some funds to splurge, so I'll go and get that. Um, I probably might have to end up buying my own Star Wars Fallen Order, but that game could wait a little bit later on down the line. I got other stuff that I need to play and beat. But yeah, that's all I've been playing for my Nintendo Switch. Um, yeah.
Nice. Well, for me, I've been playing playing a lot of Tetris before bed. I just kind of, Puyo Puyo Tetris is just like one of those games that's instantly just on the front of my dashboard all the time. So I've been playing a lot of that before bed. But the one game I've really been sinking my teeth into, I'm not playing it on Switch, but it is available on Switch, and it is a good version of that game, is Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. I'm about 2.5, 3 hours in. I've been playing that game. The only thing I've had out is like I've had a wiki guide out just to find all the lower stones, because if you find them all, you get 100 achievement points, and so I've been trying to look for them all, but I haven't had anything else open on, no laptop open. I've had the lights out and just plug my headphones in and just listen to the game while I'm playing it.
Do you own it for all three systems or just Xbox One and
Nope,
Switch?
I own it for all three. Well, I bought it when it came out on PlayStation, right? Because if you remember, it was originally a PlayStation exclusive. Yeah. And then I'm sure part of that when Microsoft purchased Ninja Theory's like, okay, well, I guess, this game's going on Xbox also.
It was, I think when they brought it to Xbox, it was way before they did the purchasing, before all of that happened.
No, it was like 2 months before.
It
was 2 months before E3, before the announcement.
Right, but they didn't purchase them because they had that charity going on. Like if you bought Hellblade on Xbox One, a lot of part of the proceeds would go to the research and stuff. And I think it had been a year before they ended up buying it. And that's why it was weird that they was buying it when they was buying Ninja Theory, because I'm just like, wait, huh? They did? Oh, I'm like, I thought it was a year after the game came out on Microsoft, on Xbox.
I don't know. I'm sure there's some details in there. Somebody will remind us about. But
because I think they hit like 1 million within like a month or so. Like they did really good. That game
sold pretty well.
Yes.
And look, you look at the game and you see why, right? They do a lot of interesting things visually. There's a lot of great audio design. There's a lot of great puzzles in that game. I almost wish, and I know, the game would sell worse if it didn't have any combat, but I almost wish the game didn't have any combat. There's a lot of cool puzzles and areas to explore, and I think that is the best part of the game. I don't really care for the combat all that much, but it's there, and it's like the boss fights are pretty interesting, right?
Yes.
Cert, I just finished the boss fight against Cert, the fire god, and it's that was an interesting boss fight. And then Raven, the Raven god, was definitely something really interesting too. The Mirage puzzles and stuff were really fun, and I just think that game tells a really interesting story, and they tell it through the mental health issues of this character, which is very interesting. I know there's a lot of games out there that try to, bring attention to certain aspects of things that need to be talked about, but a lot of the times it's really heavy-handed, right? And not to say that it's bad to do it that way. I'm just saying the way that Hellblade does it feels really natural, right? It feels really complete and very thought out and methodical, and they had doctors on their team to talk about these things, and
they did their research, and that's what I loved about it.
Yeah. And the actress Melina Jurgensen, dude, the emotions and just the way she acts out the scenes and everything, it's overwhelming, right? And
yes,
everything that character is going through, you feel, right? And it's that game is powerful, and I really encourage. And even if you have an Xbox and you have Game Pass, it's on Game Pass. If you have if you have a PC, it's on Xbox Game Pass for PC. It's on Switch. It's on PlayStation. I think if you just want to buy it outright, it's $19.99 now.
Oh no!
On everything. Maybe on Switch it's still $30, but it's
because I was trying to look for it because I thought it was on sale.
Yeah, but it's a game that deserves your attention, and
I gotta say this: it's a game that needs to be in everybody's library, regardless of what kind of player you are. You need to own this game.
Yeah, it's definitely It's definitely a beautiful game. I love the way they mix. They do this really interesting thing with her visions, where they like surround her visions with real actual actors in costumes.
Yes.
And that's very interesting. Even the actress who plays Senua has some live action scenes in there through visions and stuff, and it's very, very cool to see. I love that. I love the visuals of this game.
Ninja Theory is known for doing this visuals, getting like people to play the characters and stuff in the game. Like they spend a lot of money and time on this stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's what separates Ninja Theory from Platinum and from Tecmo Kobe when it comes to stylish action games or even action games. Ninja Theory really pulled they all in. It's something, and it's sad that they just don't get the recognition. But like Hellblade, yeah,
it's definitely one of the like it. I'm really happy that I started my backlog challenge with this game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about where I was when I stopped playing it on PlayStation. I forget. I honestly forget. Oh, I think I started playing it when the Switch came out, and that's why I stopped playing.
Was it when we did Pod and Play also? Was that your second like restart? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a fantastic game. I love the acting. I love the character. I love the designs of the gods that you fight. Just very powerful, very impactful, and I think everybody should at least try to play this at some point. So
yes.
But that's really about it on the Switch side. I'll talk about what else I've been playing on Boss Rush on Saturday, but yeah, I've been really just I played the first episode of Batman, the Telltale game.
Yes.
And that's what I was starting my backlog challenge with, but then I couldn't download the rest of the season, so kind of, scratch that. But I think I'm gonna just replay it on Switch because I ended up buying the first 2 seasons for like $7 total.
Yeah, I got the second season on Switch.
And
got that like $6.
And I downloaded. I'm really gonna focus on these story-driven games that I just haven't played yet. Like I downloaded all 3 seasons of Life is Strange.
Mm-hmm.
I downloaded The Wolf Among Us. Hopefully, it downloaded the whole season.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I can't wait till you play The Wolf Among Us. It's good.
And then
good.
And then I downloaded Tales from the Borderlands. So those are games that I'm starting to. I'm going to focus on because they're short. They're shorter. They're story. I want to play games that are story driven because I've been spending a lot of time in open worlds and not paying attention to anything for a while. Right? Like Destiny, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Borderlands, The Witcher. Like
I need to return to Destiny too.
Just some big games that you don't really pay attention to, and you just throw on your headphones and listen to podcasts instead of the story. So
yeah.
That's my goal this year, is to really kind of dive deep into this. That's honestly why I want to replay God of War again, is because like I liked playing that game. I can't tell you one thing that happened except for climbing a mountain and an annoying kid. So I'm just kidding. I digress.
Corey, there is a rumor about a particular game that we have on our list. I don't know if you just seen it or anything.
What?
Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is listed for May 29, 2020 on Danish retailer's website. It just dropped like an hour ago.
That makes sense, right? Like May sounds okay because like we got a first party game this month. We got two first party games in March now.
Mm-hmm.
And then one in May. That sounds about right. I would
say. But we didn't know where Xeno was coming.
No, but I assume they want it out of Tokyo Mirage Sessions way and out of the way of Animal Crossing and Pokemon. Like I think May sounds. That sounds about right. So.
I think as long as it stays away from The Last of Us Part 2. I think it'll do justice. I think it'll sell well.
Well, I can tell you what I'm buying instead of The Last of Us Part 2 will be Xenoblade Chronicles.
Like it's a must. Like what? Without a shadow, I still have my Wii version.
Look,
I was not about to give it to GameStop so they could sell it for $100. That's a sin.
Look,
no.
I think we're the only two people that aren't going to be purchasing The Last of Us Part 2 on day one.
I will be getting The Last of Us 2. I will be buying it.
No, I didn't say we weren't going to buy it. I just said on day one.
Oh.
So.
Like I said, my happy black tip would be at Target or Best Buy. I need y'all to find my copy of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and I need my copy right now. Do not play with my emotions. Oh, the people at Target know that if it's a new Nintendo game, if I get there at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, I'm going to need y'all to have my stuff ready to go. Do not pee-foot around when it comes to my Nintendo. You can do that for Xbox and Sony. You can do all of that. But when I come up there, I'm going to need my Nintendo stuff ready to go. Or you don't have it, I'm on the road 15 minutes up from this month to Best Buy to go get my games.
Man. All right, let's get into some of this news. We got a lot of news today. Most of you are probably looking at the title of this and are wondering why we haven't started talking about Pokemon yet. And we're going to do that right now. So
yes.
For those of you who don't know, there was a Pokemon Direct this week, this morning as of this recording. So there's a lot announced. Let's start with the leadoff story. The original Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games are being remade for Nintendo Switch. Rescue Team DX, as it's called. Dude, after I read the story, the original Pokemon Mystery Dungeon spin-off games, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team and Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team are being remade for Nintendo Switch. Today's Pokemon Direct confirmed. The new version of the game will be called Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX and will be launching on the system on March 6th, 2020. That's incredibly soon. And then the trailers below. I have to tell you that this is the most amazing art style Pokemon could have gone with.
Yes, it looks gorgeous.
Look, I like the Pokemon, the Let's Go games. I think the new one looks pretty decent, right? But like this art style, why didn't they do this for the other games? Why? Look at this art style. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, it's like phenomenal, fantastic, gorgeous. I was looking at it, I'm like, ooh.
You know what this art style reminds me of? Minus the heavy black outlines around the characters is like, remember the old like Disney Winnie the Pooh shows and movies, like that painterly art style and like kind of just like, looks like kind of watercolor paintings with the characters on top of it walking around.
Yes.
This looks amazing, dude. This just looks awesome. This art style makes me want to play this game. And I don't even know what Mystery Dungeon is.
Oh,
I mean, I'm sure I didn't play it for a reason, but like this art style makes me want to play it. That's all.
Let's just say the same reason why you're not playing Sparklight.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Duly noted. But still, this art style is amazing. It makes me really happy to see this art style in Pokemon.
And I can actually say that I'm glad that they did do this. Of course, it's a day one purchase, like without a shadow of doubt. I never got to play it. I own one of the Mystery Dungeons and love it. It's phenomenal. And it was helping me get into roguelike games or rogue games. But I never got to try this one, so I'm really into playing this. I don't. Once again, it's a game that I'm not doing digitally. It's a game that I'm doing physically. So it sucks that I can't I'm not going to pre-purchase this, but I am going to buy this game physically.
Yeah.
Like it looks. Oh goodness! I think it may go into nomination for best art of the year. Like,
Yeah.
like I just might have to put it up there.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yes.
So, but the big story of this Nintendo Direct is that Pokemon Sword and Shield are getting expansion passes. Now, it's a separate expansion pass for each game, so if you own one, make sure you're buying the right expansion pass. But today's Pokemon Direct has revealed that Pokemon Sword and Shield will both be receiving an expansion pass, providing lots more content to players who already own the games. Rather than launching a third version or Ultra version, as we've seen in the past, Sword and Shield players will be able to jump right into these new adventures with the same save data they've been using in the base games. The expansion is actually split into two parts, and they both look and sound equally amazing. The Isle of Armor. In this expansion, trainers will head to the Isle of Armor, the stage of a new adventure in the Galar region. The Isle of Armor is a giant island full of environments not seen in Galar before. The players will find wave-swept beaches, forests, bogs, caves, and sand dunes. There are also plenty of Pokemon that make this island their home, living freely amid the lush natural surroundings. There's even a dojo there where that specializes in some very particular training styles. Trainers and their Pokemon will take up an apprenticeship under the master of this dojo and train hard to become even stronger. The next part of the expansion is the Crown Tundra. This expansion is set in the snow-swept realm of the Crown Tundra. This area features a beautiful, shiny, silvery landscape. In this frigid area, with its jagged winter mountains, people live in small communities where they support and rely on one another. A certain person will appoint the player as the leader of their exploration team in the Crown Tundra, where trainers will be tasked with investigating the reaches of the frozen land. Here, trainers will be able to explore the full depth of Pokemon dens, which they've so far only been able to glimpse at in max raid battles. Big areas, it seems like.
Before we get in, okay, so you mentioned the art style of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue DX. I need a book cover of the Pokemon Sword and Shield, the expansion pass for the Isle of Armor and the winter one. I looked at it and I'm like, good googly moogly, this is gorgeous. Like, I need this as a wallpaper. Like, I will buy an art book of this, a Sword and Shield of this is in it.
Yeah. So the new areas will contain Pokemon not previously obtainable in Sword and Shield, both old and new. If you don't want to buy the expansion pass, you'll still be able to obtain these new Pokemon thanks to free updates, which will be launching alongside the pass. This update will allow you to trade with a friend who has caught the new Pokemon as well. So that's the thing. Only the areas are part of the expansion pass. The Pokemon, if you want the new Pokemon, they are free. Like, they just come. It's just a free update to get the added Pokemon to the game, which is very, very awesome that they're doing that. The passes will be available to purchase directly from Nintendo eShop later today for $29.99 or your region's equivalent. The Isle of Armor is scheduled for release by the end of June, and the Crown Tundra is planned for a fall 2020 release. A smaller update will go out live later today for free that gives players a small slice of what to expect in the full expansion. Wow. Dude, there's so much. I'm really glad they're doing this instead of a third version.
Yeah.
It just makes so much sense.
So I'm adding another $60 because I'm buying both since I got both games. I have a feeling when it gets close to June, of course E3, we'll see more of it. I think they got some more stuff added and ready to go that they just can't talk about, because they were saying they would say in the direct, there's more that we have planned, but we just can't talk about it right now. So I really can't wait to see what they're going to do. And I do like Cup Fu, the new Pokemon. I love him, and I love his evolved form. I was just like, okay, with this Ryu and Ken, I know what y'all trying to do, and I'm here for it. Like literally here for it altogether.
Yeah, just so you know, the update will add 200 plus well-known Pokemon that are set to return. So 200 returning Pokemon as well as new, which is super exciting, including the Galarian Slowpoke, which everybody is like freaking out about because it has yellow on its head and its tail.
Yeah, but it's weird. So if you watch the direct, he has a evolve form that they covered him up.
Oh, really?
So yeah, they covered how his face looked.
This
so
seems
people
like
don't know
this seems like a
what he's gonna turn into when he evolved. And I was just like, "Ooh, Nintendo, stop being so sneaky."
Well, it's some sort of Slowbro, right? I'm assuming, right? Like I'm assuming that it's just Slowbro, but some sort of weird form.
No, it's a completely different version of Slowpoke. It's not Slowbro. It's a whole different thing that they're not ready to reveal. And I was just like, you company.
Wow. Also announced in the direct today was the Pokemon Bank successor, which is called Pokemon Home. The Pokemon Company has revealed today that Pokemon Home, its paid-for replacement for Pokemon Bank, will launch next month. The Pokemon Home is a cloud-based service that will allow you to store and trade applicable Pokemon between Pokemon Let's Go, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Sword and Shield. Outside of that release window, however, there wasn't much else to say. So basically, you get to pay to store your Pokemon and keep them forever if you want.
Yeah. Pokemon Home, which is a free update, I believe is coming next month. And I think that's when they start rolling out everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So a lot of Pokemon news. I was talking to my one friend at work today who's really into Pokemon, and this sounds like an update that everybody really wants. So I mean, it's an exciting update. I wish I was more into Pokemon because of this, but it's a good update.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. So sorry, I'm trying to get to this last thing here. What was that? Do we want to talk about the Batman thing? I mean, I don't even know if it's coming or not.
Nah, we're gonna save it.
Okay, so they teased the new Batman game today, and I'm excited for it. But I liked Arkham Origins, so I'm probably the only person that did.
Well, it's weird. I thought Rocksteady was done with it. I guess not.
Well, it's not Rocksteady. It's
not Rocksteady.
WB Montreal.
Yeah.
So, all right, the last little piece of news here. Hideki Kamiya knows people are worried about Bayonetta 3, says development is going, quote, very smoothly. I feel like a lot of people are getting worried, he says. Bayonetta has been in the headlines a lot recently. At the end of the year, Platinum Games founder Hideki Kamiya was asked when fans could expect to hear more about the next entry. He responded by saying development is going really well, but didn't offer any extra insight. In the latest issue of Weekly Famitsu, Kamiya has shared a little more information about the game's current development status, reassuring fans it's progressing smoothly, even though there hasn't been any new information at all since its original reveal. Here's the full translation from Black Kite. It says, first of all, regarding Bayonetta 3, there hasn't been any new information at all ever since the first reveal, so I feel like a lot of people are getting worried about it. But the inspection for new systems is going well, and the development is also progressing very smoothly, so please rest assured and wait for it. There are also many other interesting things I want to talk about, but it's a super secret, so I can't say. So seems like Bayonetta 3 is progressing nicely.
It's the same thing with Bayonetta 2, how once they showed it at E3 that it was coming to Wii U, even past all the hate and stuff, they went silent. They went dark because they wanted to work on that game and fix things, and like really get that game to what it is. Like it's for a lot of people, even for me, it's like it's a greatest of all time kind of game. And I think people trust Platinum and Nintendo to really deliver with Bayonetta 3. And yes, even though we didn't hear anything about it, it's a good sign. The way that Astral Chain has sold is a good sign that we feel like Platinum stuff belongs on Nintendo platform, and that we are excited to see what they got planned. Because they're probably testing a lot of it, adding new ideas, and there may be new gameplay stuff that they want to make sure is right, that is fitting for this game, because we might be fighting new enemies and doing new things. So with combos and with the witch time effect, there might be more stuff to it, and even Bayonetta with weapons. And we don't even know if we're going to be playing with Bayonetta. So it's going to be interesting to see where Platinum is taking this game.
Yeah, I mean, it could almost be a Devil May Cry 4 situation where you play as the girl in the red from 1 and 2. What's her name? Because that reveal trailer showed that Bayonetta might be missing.
Yes.
And you might not be playing as Bayonetta for a while. So, it looks interesting. Look, that the next 2 games on Switch I'm probably going to play are Bayonetta 1 and 2. So.
Yeah, I need to play Bayonetta 1. That's the only one I haven't played. I need to beat that.
So. Yeah, so that's it for news. We're going to get into the question block. Remember, if you're live in our Mixer or Twitch or YouTube chats, you can ask us a question, or you can email us at nintendopowblock@gmail.com, or look for our social media threads on Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. We have a few questions, Ed. Do we want to go to the live streams first, or do we want to go to our email and Twitter?
Let's go to the live stream and then hit the emails and Twitter.
Okay, so we have a question in our YouTube chat from Nene Roars. He asks, "Do you guys think the Pro will be a revision or a new concept?" For those who haven't really been paying attention, there, the rumors of a Nintendo Switch Pro have been floating around the last couple weeks again, from Eurogamer and GameIndustry.biz and a couple analysts in the industry. I still don't know if a Switch Pro would be coming this year, and as much as I would love a Switch Pro, I don't know if we are really going to get one, because just for the simple fact that we got that one with the improved battery last year, we got the Nintendo Switch Lite last year. They've already put out a new SKU for Switch, so that's something that I would be looking at next year, honestly, like maybe March 2021, April 2021. Just because they already put out that one with the extended battery.
I don't think we're going to get a Switch Pro anytime soon or at all this generation. Nintendo has to fix the Joy-Con first. There's still Joy-Con drifts that's still happening and everything.
If they did put out a Switch Pro, and I know that this goes against like everything that they're trying to do right now, but like I would want the form factor to be a lot like the Switch Lite, where it's just one connected unit, a proper D-pad, maybe a nicer screen, just like a nice form factor console that you can still put in a dock, right? Like I don't want to take that away, but like I don't care for the Joy-Cons. Like it's a neat thing, and I know like certain games require them, and like you still sell them, right? But like if I'm playing the Switch, like I've had my Switch for 3 years now, right? Like I got it on launch day. It's starting to feel a little flimsy, right? The Joy-Cons are starting to feel a little flimsy. The case feels a little bit, not bulgy, but like it just feels off a little bit, right? Because I play my Switch a lot, You know, I play it a lot, and I would like to upgrade at some point, but I don't. I want to wait for a pro model, and if you know, I want a nice form factored Switch. Is all I'm saying.
Well, I think if I don't think it needs to be like a Switch Lite, because I think it loses its attention of what makes the Switch. Yes, the main thing is being able to carry your game with you and play on TV. But the Joy-Cons are also part of that, where anyone can play. You just take it off, you hand it to that person.
I know, and that's why that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it's nice for the handheld only Switch, right? But like, I get the appeal of the Joy-Cons for like the flagship title or the flagship console, right? Like it's gonna be dockable. You're gonna take them off. People want to play Mario Kart. Some people prefer the Pro controllers, but if you don't have any lying around, you can just snap the Joy-Cons off and give them to somebody. Like I get that appeal, right?
Right.
I just, for me as somebody who's gonna play, that's like one of the reasons I actually thought about getting a Switch Lite, is to just leave my first Switch docked and then have my Switch Lite as like the handheld, you know.
I think for me, I definitely gotta have just my original Switch and stuff. I think to answer the question about do you think it's going to be a new concept, Nintendo will rather, if they're going to spend time developing a new concept, they're going to make a whole new system, and it will be a follow up to what the Switch, Nintendo Switch is. What it will be, we don't know. I think Nintendo, I think they've been thinking about it, but I think next year they're going to start thinking about, okay, what functions, what can we get, who's going to make our chip, how powerful are we going to be, what is going to be something that the other companies are not doing, what's going to draw in that crowd and everything. And I think that's going to be the next 3 or 4 years of them trying to figure out what is going to make their next console, not next handheld, but more console. You know, they know the form factor of the Switch works, but how do they evolve from that so that it's not a Switch 2.0, that it is something that's like their next generation of the console that's for Nintendo. So I think right now they're just literally wondering and researching and trying to work that all together. So if they was going to do a new concept or anything, that would be it. And I don't think the Switch Pro would be that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't really think we're going to get a Switch Pro this year. I just think, you know, if they put out the old model, if they put out an updated model last year of the thing, they're not going to, like, the hardcore fans aren't going to want to spend another $300 on another system, you know, like everybody who got a launch, well, not everybody, but a lot of people who got a launch Switch traded in their launch Switch for this one. And I don't know, I just think they don't want to do that again. So, and I think they got a lot of inventory to go through before they even try to do a Switch Pro, you know. Yes. So I think they're waiting to pull that trigger to when the Switch sales start slowing down, right? And
yes,
that is not happening. Especially, you know, now that we have 3 Pokemon games, 2 Zelda games, 2 Mario games, well, 3 if you include Mario Maker. You know, they've got a ton of content and people are eating it up. So,
yes.
All right, Ed, let's move to our Twitter and email questions. This question comes from Kyle Rockford. He says, "Greetings. I am a relatively new listener and I'm enjoying your show. I am wondering, what other gaming podcasts do you listen to, and do you take inspiration from them?"
So one of my gaming podcasts that I definitely listen to is A4Play. Because they talk about gays, Japan, and Japanese gays. They're kind of their motto. But they are a localization company who has worked with Nintendo and other companies. They made Undertale come out in America and Japan in a sense. They have worked on the Fire Emblem series. Mark McDonald, he's with Misaguchi, who they made Tetris Effect, but Mark McDonald and John Ricciardi, they used to be writers for Electronic Gaming Monthly until they moved to Japan. So they talk about Japanese versions of games. It's just different things, and they report on the news and stuff. So it's kind of like American thing, gaming podcast. But when they do talk about Japan and Japanese games, it gets really interesting hearing it from these Americans who talk about it. So I definitely would recommend if you're into hearing stuff like that, check out A4 Play, and you can actually. They have a Twitter thing and they have a website, and you can actually see all the games that they have worked on, and listen to a lot of their podcasts on it. And I think people would thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah. I listen to a lot of gaming podcasts. That's pretty much, if I'm not playing games, or like I listen to podcasts while I'm working and stuff, like I listen to a lot of gaming podcasts, and probably more than I should, to be honest with you. I listen to a lot of the Giant Bomb podcasts. I listen to the Giant Bomb cast and Giant Beast cast. I listen to Easy Allies, which is another big one that I have absolutely loved in the last couple months. Easy Allies, and then Frame Trap, which is their Easy Allies, kind of what they've been playing podcast, and Friend Code, when they put new episodes out of that, which is their Nintendo show. I listen to way too many gaming podcasts, and I take inspiration from all of them. I want to take what makes those shows successful and try to put our own spin on it.
Yes,
but also, making our shows our own. These shows are successful for a reason, and the people in the art world say the best artist always copied somebody, and that's always been a thing in the art world, and I think that that's kind of true in the podcast world too.
Yeah,
it's I don't know, man. I love gaming podcasts because I love gaming, and I just listen to anything I can usually get my hands on, and of course I prioritize which podcasts I listen to, and if I don't listen to every single one every week, but there's a lot of gaming podcasts.
yeah. I try to listen to a lot of them, but I think for me, A4 Play is something different that no one here in America do written stuff. So I try to listen to them. But IGN's podcast, Game Informer. I gotta get to listen to Min-Max because I like those guys. Xbox Drive, the Nintendo Guru and Sean Capri, and other people's stuff. Some of my friend podcasts, I like listen to that also. That when they talk about games and stuff. But
I mean, I listened. I try to listen to a lot, and I download a lot of our friends' shows too to listen to, and I try to take inspiration from them because I know that a lot of their shows are successful. So, it's there's a lot. So, but yeah, I try to take inspiration, not to copy them, but to just see how we can put our own spin on things to make it, make us more successful, because a lot of our friends are successful in this area, or are becoming more successful, and I like to consider it a friendly competition. I like to, even though nobody else does, people just do it for fun. I'm like, friendly competition, yes. All right, our next question comes from Ashley Davidson. I haven't heard from her in a while. She asks, what series do you think it's time for a new entry in? Well, Ed, I heard a really interesting one that I thought was right up your alley, and I almost messaged you as soon as I heard it, but I wanted to wait for this show. And you're either going to be super excited for it, or you're going to do your meh face. And a top-down shoot 'em up Star Fox game.
I can see that happening. That'd be cool. I'm not excited because of course it would be a game that please put this on the eShop so I can buy like right now. like that.
Who said that? I think I heard it on Easy Allies podcast. They were talking about it.
I will want the Mario Luigi shoot 'em up from inside Bowser's Story. They have that going on for it, and I would like that as a game.
I heard it. I thought of you instantly because they were talking about how to, quote, save Star Fox, right? Because Star Fox Zero is one of the, we talked a little bit last week about the rumored, there's a couple Wii U games that are going to be ported to Switch, probably going to be announced in the next Direct, which I'm guessing would be the February and April games.
Yeah.
Because we're getting new games two in March and one in May, right? So, like, I'm guessing the Wii U ports would be in April and February. But one of them is Star Fox Zero with fixed controls and better balancing and everything. And they were talking about how they were going to save Star Fox, and one of them was a top-down shooter. So I thought of you because I was like, oh man, like a 16-bit kind of R-typey or something else would be like really cool. So
I was just born it then, because it's just like if Nintendo's just like, we're making this game and it's out right now, I would get off this podcast. Well, I wouldn't get off this podcast. I have my Switch. I'd be like, hurry up. Oh, well, yeah, I probably would. I'm like, hurry up and get on. Right. I need to download this now. Like, trust me, everybody has seen me and you react to a lot of Nintendo stuff. How we went apart the podcast, the Nintendo Direct, and went to GameStop to pre-order stuff. We have done that a lot. Right. Or we want to do that. But I find that would be a cool idea. I will be down for that if that ever happened.
Yeah.
For me, I actually have two of them. So I definitely would like Codename Steam. Because
let me tell you something about Codename Steam, by the way. Not that Intelligent Systems is working on it, but did you know that Fire Emblem Three Houses was made almost entirely by Koei Tecmo?
No.
Intelligent Systems just has producing credits on it. I learned this. What show was I listening to today? I was listening.
Tecmo produced it? Developed it?
Yeah. Tecmo Koei developed almost the entire game. Hold on, what show was I listening to? I was listening to the Kind of Funny Game of the Year 2019 show. And they were talking about Fire Emblem Three Houses. Koei Tecmo developed about 90% of that game, and Intelligent Systems and Nintendo had minimal producing credits in it.
Meaning that Intelligent System must be working on something else. Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, neither did I.
So then maybe Advance Wars or Codename Steam could be coming.
Or Paper Mario, because they did Color Splash and they did Sticker Star.
Okay. Or maybe a new IP. Who knows? But my other one would be Eternal Darkness 2. I would love to see that. I think Nintendo needs a horror game.
Which was the survival horror game Retro was rumored to be working on.
Yeah.
Womp womp. Rip.
Right. I kind of would like to see even though it's not a Nintendo game, Odama that pinball game that Sega
Mhm.
did. I think I would like to see that come back on Switch. Uh, because like it just didn't get no love, and I think because of the peripheral that came with it, um, it was kind of hard to get a hold of that game.
Yeah.
So I kind of would like to see that come back. But for Nintendo games, it definitely would be Codename Steam and Eternal Darkness. Um, the Ghost one that I keep making that Corey keep groaning at, where you take over people's bodies and stuff. That would be interesting to see if they make that come back. But I also would like to actually see. Sorry for going on. Even though it never came out, I actually would like to see what Nintendo would have did with that game called Hammer.
Yeah, the Project Hammer thing.
Yeah. Kind of like to see that if that had actually came out, what would a sequel to that look like?
Yeah.
So
I think a lot of people want a new Golden Sun game. I've been hearing that being thrown around a lot
Corey
lately.
Warlock.
Yeah. For me, man, I don't really know, man. I've gotten a new Fire Emblem. I got a new Luigi's Mansion, which kind of disappointed in, but we'll talk about that another day. Got a great Zelda game. Got 2 Zelda games. Like, I don't really have a lot to complain about. I liked Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I hope that gets a sequel. I would like to see Kid Icarus come back, I think, is the one.
Mm-hmm.
And I've talked about this a few times where I wish they would take a Breath of the Wild approach to that and really kind of almost emphasize. Well, I mean, I know Breath of the Wild did, but like kind of emphasize the verticality with Pit, and like I think you could do some really interesting things and make some really interesting boss battles and fights in a universe like that. But I also think that Nintendo's not going to do it because Gods and Monsters is coming to Switch, which is basically Ubisoft's version of Kid Icarus.
Yeah,
It looks like so. That would be the one though that I would really like to see. I would also like to see like Mario Kart as a platform, where like it's like Mario Kart World or whatever, and like maybe you sell the game at like $50, but then you have like track packs and character packs and stuff that you sell as DLC, and I know that sounds kind of bad to people who have been playing Mario Kart for a while, but like Nintendo's been pricing their DLC very generously, so like I don't think it would be an extreme ripoff or anything, but kind of like the way they've been doing Smash, I would like to see them take that approach to Mario Kart and Mario Party, to be quite frank, if we're going to do that. But
I wonder if Nintendo would do Excite Bike and Uniracers.
oh gosh,
I wonder if
we got that really nice Excite Bike track in Mario Kart 8.
And that Excite Bike that came on Wii, like
like the Excite Trucks and Excite Bots.
yeah, that. And then I think they did when
Excite
did
Trucks
like
was actually pretty decent.
Yeah, did they do like a eShop kind of game for it, or for Wii, the eShop? Didn't they do something like that, like an indie game for like a Excite Bike?
I don't know. I remember Excite Bike 64.
Oh goodness, I forgot all about that.
Oh man.
But yeah,
all right, let's move on to our last question, because I feel like we could do a whole show on just what the next entry in X franchise could be. F-Zero, by the way, he's one.
that's a given.
All right, our last question, of course, comes from the one and only Deshaun Malone. That guy has a question every week. He says, "It's that time again, my dudes. Nintendo has kept their 2020 quiet thus far, and it's driven me nuts. When do you think the next Direct is, and what games do you think you would be excited for?"
Well, Deshaun, we answered this question in our last episode, but
who cares? It's fun. Now that now that the Pokemon Direct is out, right? Like, I'm still kind of thinking that first week in February is when the next official Nintendo Direct is coming. Gosh, dude, what if they just dropped it next week?
I would not be ready for it. I'd be like,
By the way, everybody, Ed and I are bringing back direct recaps.
Yes.
When the next official Nintendo Direct comes out. So, basically, what we're gonna do for that is we're gonna come online. We're gonna do a live watch along and reaction video to it. So, and it's kind of like a special edition podcast kind of thing.
Yes.
And then we'll kind of do like short videos to accommodate the YouTube space as well for those. But yeah, just giving everybody a heads up. Go subscribe to our YouTube page, Boss Rush Games, youtube.com/Boss Rush Games, or bossrushgames.com/subscribe to subscribe to everything. So
I agree with you, Corey. Maybe the second week of February. I don't think the first. It's something about within the month of they'll do a Nintendo Direct. So maybe the first week of it. If it's not connected to the week of January, then yeah, if it starts like that after that first Sunday and it goes into that first Wednesday or Thursday, then yeah, I could see that happening. The Nintendo Direct. Of course, I think we'll see more of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. We'll see more, probably get the official date of Xenoblade Chronicles. We'll probably get some indie games that we've seen at E3 and that last Indie World and stuff like there.
We might get going to be any surprise third-party games. I'm sure we'll see a little bit of Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal, probably, yes.
Even though it's not coming out the same day as the other versions, like I'm sure they want to get it out before E3, right?
I really do wonder if we see it. Do we see MLB? No. The show, not for this year, but for later on in the year as a direct.
No, I think we'll see it in like November or October. November's direct.
Well, that's what I mean for later on through the year.
We might. I think it's important to know that MLB The Show is coming to Switch. Like, I think that's really important. Mm-hmm. And Sony's not going to say it's coming to other platforms. But I think that it is important for them to say, hey, we're getting this amazing baseball game on our platform. So we'll see. I don't know. But I bet we get some sort of... Man,
I think Microsoft is probably going to put like I think.
I was thinking 3. No, I want to say Wasteland 3, but I also want to say something like Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I think at some point will make its way to Switch. I don't know. Like, I doubt it'll be day and date with the Xbox version.
Yeah, it'll be later on.
I feel like that's coming. And we know Minecraft Dungeons is coming.
I think Obsidian's that garden survival game with the kids. Grounded. I think that may come later on this year.
I don't think so. Just because it's in early access on Xbox and like it requires such a heavy online presence that clearly Nintendo is still not ready for.
But it looks like a game that's fitting for Switch, and I think
it does. I agree with you.
Graphically, I think one of the biggest surprises would be if Nintendo do a game that's in the realm of Sunset Overdrive, but it's not coming from Microsoft, or it's of course not Insomniac. But if they did something like that,
I think I think it's time to see a new Nintendo IP. Like I know that wouldn't be in this direct. It would be more of an E3 type announcement, but I would really like to see a new IP from Nintendo. You know, like ARMS was okay, right? But
Yeah.
they need something to be impactful like Splatoon. They need another Splatoon, right? And not Splatoon directly. I'm saying like a new IP that's just as impactful as Splatoon.
Do you think that EA needs to make a presence for this Nintendo Direct?
No. I don't think
Be-
I don't
oh,
think like they don't care, and if they don't care about Switch, I don't need to beg them to put games on Switch, right? Like unless they're doing like remaster packages like Mass Effect or Dead Space or something to that effect, right? Like if they're doing those trilogies, then sure, put them on Switch. I will play those all day on Switch. But if you're gonna like fudge out some really poor port of Jedi Fallen Order or Need for Speed or something like that, like don't even bother.
Well, let me ask you. This might be a good topic that we could talk about. Oh, go ahead.
Although, I know a lot of people think that Apex Legends is coming to Switch. I do know that people have been saying that Respawn has dev kits in their office, and they are really trying to get that game to feel right on Switch.
Do you think? Well, this is a good question. Do you think Nintendo shouldn't allow EA or Activision on their console anymore because they feel like it's a waste of money?
Because Crash and Spyro are very successful, right? Like I have Crash and Spyro on Switch, and they run and play great. Like I think that those types of games are good, right?
But those companies are begrudgingly supporting Switch. Like they're not putting any effort.
Not really. I think those ports are great. And their big games aren't coming. I think Crash Team Racing is a very good port on Switch, even though I don't really care for that game. I think the Crash Insane trilogy is a fantastic port, and I think the Spyro port is the best one they've done yet.
But for those two companies that have all that money, why can they not put original content on Switch? Why do you think?
Because they're all about... Here's the thing. I think when EA didn't put Plants vs. Zombies on Switch, the new one, the Battle for Neighborville or whatever, that pretty much was the final nail in the coffin. And I think that as much as I think EA is turning a corner in terms of providing better experiences for players, I still think EA and Activision both are, where can we make the most amount of money with the least amount of effort? And Switch, porting things down to Switch requires effort that they are not willing to put in.
I don't even think it's porting. I think it's actually making new IPs and just games.
They're not going to do that. They're not in that business, right? Like that's just not them.
That's why I feel like that's why I asked the question, do you think Nintendo shouldn't even give them dev kits for their next systems? Because they're not going to make original content.
If they make a new Crash game, right? Like theoretically, right? If they make a new Crash or Spyro game or a new Skylanders game, of course they're going to do that for Switch because kids are going to play Switch, right? But you're never going to see Call of Duty. You're never going to see Battlefield. You're never going to see Star Wars.
I don't even think that anybody wants that from them. They want just new games.
Well, they're not going to get them. So
that's why I asked, do you think Nintendo should even have them do that?
Yes.
Don't give them development kits to support stuff.
Yes.
But literally give them something that they're actually going to make games, new IPs exclusively or just for Switch that's fitting. Like Boom Blocks or something like that.
No, they're not going to do that. They're going to port games like Crash and Spyro, and that's all you're going to get from them. And, like, I know what you're saying, but EA and Activision are never going to create unique IP for Switch. It's just going to be ports of things that they feel can run there. And that's all we're going to get. So, I don't know. I like you look at FIFA, it's literally last year's game, right? with
Right.
a new roster update. So I wouldn't count. I wouldn't count on any of it. Like
and
I don't know. I wouldn't count on any of it.
and I just feel like Nintendo shouldn't even waste their time giving them anything for their next console.
Well,
Like,
see,
like
that's a little too far because I do think
But if
Spyro
they-
and Crash are successful on Switch.
they're successful, but they've been successful on other platforms when they came out. I mean, successful mostly on PlayStation and definitely in UK. Then they've been on any other platform. I just feel like okay, so of course, CD Projekt Red gave their game to someone else to port, but CD Projekt Red they took a step to see how it would work, and it worked really well for them. So we might see more stuff from them.
But
Where I
CD
feel-
Projekt Red is also a different company than.
Yes, and CD Projekt Red is not greedy as Activision and EA. They really care about making games, and people are not even. For me personally, I don't want to see Cyberpunk 2077 on Switch because that game is very graphical and heavy. That belongs on powerful systems. But if CD Projekt Red wants to actually make a adventure style game that's kind of cool and set for Switch, I think they would. I think they could gather a B team and make something like that for Nintendo. Maybe, it's a hope. I would say.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like somebody like CD Projekt and even someone like to me, like something like CD Projekt, I think because you forget that CD Projekt Red, yeah, they have The Witcher, which is super successful, and Cyberpunk is looking to be successful, but like they also have GOG, right? Like CD Projekt,
Yes.
they have two teams, CD Projekt Red, which is their game development team, and CD Projekt Blue, which runs GOG, right? And all that GOG money allows them to experiment, and I think they put the effort into the Switch port because they're interested to see if they can do it, and they have that money to do that, right? Whereas, not that EA and Activision don't have the money to do that type of thing, right? But they're not interested in experimenting, right? They've always been penny pinchers. So, that's just them, and it's different from even someone like Ubisoft, right? Who not only makes content for Switch specifically, but also collaborates with Nintendo to do interesting things, which is, I think, what you're talking about. Like, you're never going to get a Mario plus Rabbids type game from EA or Activision, which I think is what you're kind of talking about, or the Star Fox Starlink stuff.
Not even that. I'm just talking about literally making new IPs, making games literally for Nintendo Switch without using Nintendo characters.
Yeah.
That's why I say Boom Blocks, because that was something that they exclusively made for Nintendo. But you can make something like Star Wars Fallen Order. It don't have to be in the Star Wars universe. You can make an action adventure game for Nintendo Switch, and it may do good. If you don't, like you said, penny pitch it or like try to monetize it. EA and their developers and Activision and their developers could go out and really make something for the system, and it would shock a lot of people. It would grab people's attention to try it out, to be like, you guys made something for Nintendo? Okay, I'm intrigued and I'll play. Oh, I see that you guys put the time, effort, and passion into this game. It may be an 8.5, it may be a 9, it may be something that's even average, but you guys put the effort to do it, and that got a lot of people into playing it, and making it. And so now the viewpoint of you guys as a company is different now, because you guys put an effort out to put something on a platform that you normally don't support.
Yeah, well,
but I do get what you say. I do. I definitely understand what you mean.
I know. I think I love that, Bethesda, regardless of what you think of those ports, or CD Projekt, regardless of what you think of the Witcher port, Ubisoft, regardless of what you think of the Assassin's Creed or Starlink ports, like, they're putting the effort in, which is why I support those games, right? Like I played Wolfenstein 2 and Doom on the Switch because those ports are, to me, great. Even Blizzard, right? Like we even had that conversation of Diablo 3 is, a lot of people are saying that it's arguably the best version of the game, the best console version of the game. Overwatch exists on the Switch, right? Like I think that's an achievement to them, right? So there are third parties that are supporting Switch, and I think if you want more third party games, you vote with your wallet, and if you can buy those third party games on Switch. In Microsoft, like, there have been some rumors going around that a version of the Master Chief Collection could come to Switch at some point. Now, that's a pretty big game to be doing that, right? And it probably won't happen. But like, Microsoft has shown the effort to, and Phil Spencer has said it. They've worked with Nintendo. They love working with Nintendo. Minecraft Dungeons, Ori, not necessarily Cuphead, but they made the effort to help them get the tools that they needed to put the game on Switch, right? Like,
and Microsoft have been reaping the rewards from that.
Yeah, and that, not that this is an Xbox show, but we talk a lot about how Microsoft is making a lot of good moves in terms of what they're doing with their software, and I think they view Switch just as valuable of a console or a product for them as they do the PC and the Xbox. I really think that in a lot of ways they feel that way about, especially on games that can run on the Switch. Right now, are we going to get Gears 5 on Switch? No. And
no one's asking for Gears 5.
I mean, I am, but that's because I like portable gaming, and I'm greedy. I want everything on the Switch. But you know what I mean? Like I think that Ori is a fantastic fit. I think Cuphead is a fantastic fit. I think Minecraft is an amazing fit for the console. I actually re-downloaded Minecraft because, like, there's been this really weird resurgence in Minecraft recently, and I want to see what it's all about, because I actually played a lot of Minecraft probably 5 years ago.
This is news to me.
6 years ago, before I even met Sana. I guess it was probably 6 or 7 years ago at this point. I played a lot of Minecraft for about 2 weeks, and I really got into it, and then I stopped playing it because I can tell you why I stopped playing it. That's a story for a different day, though. Let's just say a relationship I was in was ending, and I needed to get out of there quickly. We will just put it that way. So, yeah. But anyways, announcements that would excite me. I think we talked enough about this question. So, I think a realistic game that would excite me, an announcement that would excite me would be a Mario Golf. To be realistic, just one game that would be exciting would be a Mario Golf.
I may say something explicit if I see DLC Devil May Cry 5. I mean, Devil May Cry. Not Devil May Cry 5.
The thing is, though, they're slowly putting those games out, man.
I might just drop a word that I normally don't use.
That's another company I think deserves a shout out, though, is Capcom.
Yeah.
I think they've been supporting the Switch really well with at least their back catalog of games. I wonder.
Well, that's pretty much just holding what Capcom up.
No, I know, but I mean, like, by the way, Monster Hunter on Switch is like $12 right now. If anybody's interested.
Look, I grab my Switch. I'm like, wait, where?
On the eShop. But like, I wonder if they've tried to do anything with Resident Evil 2 remake or 3 remake or 7.
If they would have brought cloud streaming to America, people would have bought it there.
But I don't. Besides the cloud stuff, I wonder if they've tried. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if they've tried to port the systems down or the games down at some point, and like that Resident Evil engine just doesn't.
Oh dang! It's 1990.
Oh, maybe it was. Maybe. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it's $20. Still better than 50.
Proceed to process credit card.
Oh, jeez. All right. On that note, as Ed just wastes his life savings on Switch games again,
know what?
That's going to do it for this edition of Nintendo Power Block. I want to thank everybody who watched us live on twitch.tv/BossRushGamesLive and mixer.com/BossRushGamesLive. Remember to hit that follow button if you are watching us. If you want to join us live, if you're hearing us on audio feeds, the audio feeds of the shows will now have the links out to all of our stuff, so you can find us everywhere there. You can find Nintendo Power Block on your podcast service of choice: Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and other podcast apps. You can find us there. Download, rate, subscribe, like, review, all that good stuff. If you're watching us on YouTube, remember to hit that subscribe button. We're putting more content out in the next couple days in terms of just fun YouTube videos, dumb YouTube videos. I've been recording my Hellblade playthrough, so I'm gonna try to upload that piecemeal the next few weeks, just as videos. So hopefully you guys will check that out as well. It's a fantastic game. I'm gonna try to record some stuff, more quick looks and stuff. I want to do more quick looks of stuff. I'm getting that all set up. Like I said, I've purchased a lot of things the last few days just to make things work, and now that I've done that part, I can now return to what I was doing beforehand. So we'll be doing that as well. You can find all of our content on bossrushgames.com. Next week, make sure you check out my Hellblade review. My goal is to review every game I play this year.
Yay.
Or every game I beat this year. We'll put it that way. So it's going to be a lot of writing, but it's all right. It's okay. Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatRetroCode. You can check out Optional Opinion on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, TuneIn, and other podcast apps like Spotify and iHeartRadio. Next week, you guys will actually hear the 3rd or 4th annual Bunch of Game Awards. I have to find out which one I'm on. I'm sorry, everybody. Where I give some good awards to various games that you would not expect. In 2019, I can't give them all to Nintendo. I mean, I could, but you guys will have to tune in to hear that award show. It's going to be really, really fun, really, really good. You can also check out Boss Rush Podcast. Check out Hit 'em Hard. You can find me on Mixer and Twitch at The Lyrical One. I'm going to be getting back into streaming soon. So I've been working on, I got to get back into playing Okami because that was my streaming game that I want to get back into, record that and put it up. And then I want to do some more episodes of Hit 'em Hard and prepare for standard definition. Hopefully you guys will be checking out 1v1 when that goes live. And yes, we'll see how AX goes. The talks about that. We'll see how that goes in the future. And gearing up for Pilot Play because I cannot wait to play Spec Ops The Line and have that discussion. Oh, I'm so excited about Pilot Play this season.
Yeah, yes. we got to get moving on that process as well.
Yeah, and the Retro Show, you guys can check out on Boss Rush Podcast. Me and Corey, we been working through The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. We're almost close to the end, so hopefully we'll get more episodes recorded and deliver that to you guys. Because I miss Corey clapping for me.
Yeah. maybe we'll record that tomorrow night or this weekend. But anyways, yeah, you can follow me at CoreyHD713 on Twitter. You can also change my gamer tag to that as well, so you can add me on Xbox if you are playing there. You can follow me on Instagram and Mixer at CoreyandHD. Also on Twitch if you want to follow me there. I don't think I'll be streaming there, but you can if you want. You can also follow Boss Rush Games at boss_rush_games on Twitter and at Boss Rush Games on Instagram and Facebook. Join our community group on Facebook. We also have an Xbox community that you can play in, and Destiny clan that you can join if you would like to do so. Also, we have a Discord set up. I gotta remember to start plugging all this stuff.
Yes.
There are links to everything in the description below. And
Also,
you can what?
Yeah, because I need help with Destiny. Can somebody play with me?
Yeah. I want to get back into Destiny. I've been playing a little bit, but
I
not
need
enough to
see.
do anything. So
Did I buy Shadowkeep? No, I didn't. I need to.
I don't know, Ed. I don't know what you do anymore. You can follow. Also, you can subscribe to all of our shows at bossrushgames.com/subscribe and check out all of our content on bossrushgames.com. I want to thank everybody for watching, listening, and or contributing live. A lot of exciting stuff coming in 2020, guys. So remember to rate and review, subscribe, share, and we will see you next time on Nintendo Power Block.
Bye, everybody. Woohoo!